Hello everyone, this is Failure Fox with just a bit of Minecraft stuff I just kind of felt like doing. Here on my server, I've decided to make a giant block of iron that I call SCIENCE! It is science, because this is where I'm going to be doing a lot of my redstone stuff on in Minecraft. I'm just going to go onto the server and play with it here. First bit of redstone, yeah, hard to do for science. I wish there was a double sign. First bit of redstone is the door. A very pretty and actually hidden 2x2 doorway, triggered by pressure plates. Now, as you can see, I've noted this down with glass here. It's really hard to explain here, but what I'm going to start out with is I'm just going to go ahead and show the input here. This is the input system here. There are pressure plates right here on above that power this block that I didn't know actually would power redstone directly under it like this. They work side by side, which is something I didn't realize because of my exposure to using pressure plates to power redstone for doors was for normal doors, which, as you know, have really weird effects when they're right next to each other. And then this line right here is obviously just the one from the outside. So, it's kind of hard to see a lot of this stuff with this texture pack, but rest assured, that is pointing that way, that is pointing that way, and those are all pointing that way. Now let's see, the first thing that happens is, of course, you step on it, this will power, it'll power everything at once. This powers this way. As you can see, there are two of these here which have different settings. This is something I used in a single-player world a long time ago to make a pulling out of the way, partially pulling out of the way system, similar to this with pistons, hidden door. This, what it'll do is it'll activate this first, and then this will last longer and stay activated longer once it is depowered, because it is it's a resistor. It holds charge or prevents charge longer. This one circumvies that. This one will unpower, and this one will stay powered for, you know, blah 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 ticks more. Redstone ticks more. Those back there power those blocks, which actually power the pistons when they're out. When they're out. Uh, Well, they don't power the piston so much as they depower the thing. See, what those do is those are right under here, I believe. I can do this because I'm awesome. I broke it. Damn it. Okay. Bucket, don't fail me now. Bucket, you failed me. Okay. So, I pulled the wrong one there. But I know exactly where it is now. What those do over here is that powers this block, which actually powers this redstone torch here. Redstone torch then powers this block, which powers these. So these are, in fact, I think I just turned it off. So, well, depower, blah, blah, blah. Powers this block that makes this one extend. So technically, while it is unpowered, these are extended. There's a similar system on the top that I'll show later about these being extended up here. And that causes the doors to stay open. This is one of the big problems with having a 4x4 entrance. Or a 6x6, I think you could do as well with a similar system. A little bit more complicated because you have to have them coming in on the sides. No, I don't think you could do sorry, not a 6x6. 6x6 would be ridiculously annoying. I meant 3x3, but 3x3 you wouldn't be able to do. 2x3 you probably could, except for the fact that then you would have it powering through. It'd be freaking irritating to do that. 2x2 is probably what you're going to be doing best with this kind of system. 1x2 is really easy and easy to hide. Last time I ever saw it, people were having trouble hiding all of this, so I felt like I'd do this. So yeah, this block is a NOT block that this will then undo, so when I supply power from a pressure plate, it deactivates these, they will retract, which allows it to be moved. If you do not have a, if they are not retracted, they can't be moved, which is one of the main problems that a lot of people get to having. Alright, so up here, as you can see, similar thing. This is just laying across the top, acts similar. This NOT block here powers this line, and again, it's fed off of the same, pretty much the same setup. Right here, I have a knot block down there that powers this, that powers that, that powers all that, blah 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 blah. It's effectively just a way to get the signal up there. I saw this in a video once, and this is actually something people have used for a long time to get signals up up hills and stuff like that, up levels. You can see it's right there, and I can't really get there close enough, but you can see right here it branches off right before it touches the it engages the knot blocks through the through that iron right there, and then branches into this. Ironically, this all ended up being pretty much the right setting to have, you know, all these like knot blocks and everything, and ticks and all that to actually bring everything to work properly. I was very surprised actually that it worked that way. So that's just the inside turning on and off. As you can see as well, when you touch any of the pressure pads, the signal comes into these repeaters, which was necessary to, not necessarily to extend. I believe, yeah, that's right. I had to time these just right, so it would, these would retract. These ones out here, you can see right there. Right there. They would retract. Sorry. They would retract before or after the other ones would engage, and then extend before the other ones engaged. Though ironically, that kind of solved itself somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but it works on a server, so it should work on single player. So yeah, this goes goes through a knot block, which was necessary just to go through this whole system here to get it extended by default. Again, I used a jump, kind of, you know, a step it up system here instead of a standard just trailing up, because originally this was all going to be covered. As you can see, if I just turn this all into a block, you know, or just, you know, maybe even ornate block, like, you know, big block, it's hidden. It's completely hidden. In fact, I'm sure if you just lower it down further and do it a little bit more effectively, you could probably hide it even better, but I'm not perfect at that. Anyway, it's pretty much identical on this side as well, as you can see. What it is these are default extended. Because there's a knot block here, the torch activates that piston and then powers this block, which powers that piston, the extent of the powered block. And that leaves those extended by default. So whenever you push any of these, everything goes da-da-da-da-da. So I hope this kind of explains it. I kind of realized that I wanted to explain all of this and how it worked after I started putting it together and blocking everything off, and I didn't want to undo it all and then step by step explain. I could actually replicate this and do a walking tutorial, just record me doing it, but I'm lazy. Other than that, I just really wanted to kind of show that off, because I am a narcissistic bastard. Up here is another little project. It's using a piston engine right now. I've gone through so much to try and make this thing work. It's just pet project, trying to get, ironically, I'm just trying to take that block out, push this block in, then push it back out. So it's like a toggling light. I've got actually a card that gives me a blueprint on that. So yeah, this is my science blog. Science. Have a good one.